Hi guys, Kyung here, and so we're here, and we're gonna continue on with the train journal. So first of all, this is the kit that I was talking about, but I printed them on the other side of my kit. Not all of the pages, just a few that I've decided I'm gonna choose. Just a few that I'm gonna choose for like my cover pages, I think. And then I want to show another thing real quick. So first of all, Leslie sent me this. Okay, so Leslie, she's so sweet. Okay, first of all, she came up with this great idea to use, the Monopoly money with the trains on them. And then, the other Monopoly pieces, the train, the like railroads, right? There's 4 of them. And so I was, oh, that's such a great idea. So I'm going to try to get my hands on some of those. And look, she sent me this. And normally this would go in the friendship journal, but this is going to go in the train journal because it's very train, it's got the train money. It's going to go in the train journal. So there's that. And then she sent me this. Isn't this so cute? This little golden book, like treasure books. Oh, it's darling, and it's in great condition. And so it's not a little golden book. It's a treasure book, but it's it's great. It's vintage. It's beautiful. And then this is the other like cartoony illustrated book that I had with trains in it. And so what I was thinking is I might alongside, and I won't videotape it, but alongside with this journal, I'll make a little golden book train journal. So there'll be like a train journal for a kid and a train journal for an adult. And I think that that will be cool. So I'm going to try to get that finished by the time this one's finished. And I'll show it, I'll show progress, as we go along. But here is a book that I thought would be perfect for some ephemera for our train journal, this New York in Old Postcards. And I haven't really particularly seen any trains, but the time and the era is perfect, right? Like, look at this. Look at these postcards. Some of them are great. Some of them are like really old. Oh, look at that one. That's great. Right? I'll mark that page. We'll mark that page. We'll just grab a scrap. Yeah, those are great. So yeah, we can use some of these for ephemera in the train journal. I thought that that was cool, and then this as well. And I want to actually pull out a couple of pages now of this just to put in the journal as pages, as interesting pages. Like, I love this. Isn't that great? We're just going to use that. That's what I think. Because I have memories of being on the train and looking out the window and seeing stuff like this. Right, you see stuff like that. Well, I suppose it depends on where you live and where you're taking the train. We're pretty deserty here, so, ooh, and look at this one. It was cut out too. Oh, and the other side is super pretty. They're pretty flowery, right? I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll keep, the flowers for another thing. And because we're pretty masculine in this journal, right? That's why I pulled the cactus one, because I thought we would find some cool... This is a cool picture, this one. Sorry about the glare. It's like a bad glare. Okay, we don't want the flowers. That's cool. That's a cactus. That's a weird picture. I like the black and white ones. Let's do this one. Let's cut this one. Okay. Yes, this one. So these 2 we want from the cactus book. That book I found at the thrift store for, I don't know, $1 or something. So that's great. We're just going to fold those in half and just put them in the journal. And we may have to trim them down, right? But those are awesome. Those will make great, just interesting pages. And there's room here on this one to maybe even put a pocket or something. And then this one is so cool too with the black and white. I love it. And I think it'll match also perfectly because we're pretty black and white and sepia. So awesome. So there's those. And then, yeah, so these are mine. So I pulled these. I thought these would make great cover, like the cover page to our signatures. And then on the back I printed, so there's this one and there's this one, which I love. I think I did 4. Yes, this one with the compass, and then this one does have a train on it. So those will be like the back side of the cover pages. So we'll trim these up and use those. And then for right now, I'll just grab a little bit of coffee dyed paper. I think that one was done with some oxide spray as well. I think I was playing with some oxide spray with that. I think this one is tea, maybe. And these ones are definitely coffee. These are my coffee dyed lacy doily papers. I have these in my shop periodically. I try to keep them stocked. I usually keep them stocked more in the summer than in the winter because they turn out better in the summer when I can get them out in the hot sun and they bake out in the hot sun. They turn out much nicer than when I have to do them, you know, out on the counter and wait. And they take so much longer too when you don't have the sun. Okay, so we're just going to put these together as some base pages just for right now. I'll put this one and this one. Okay. It doesn't matter because it'll all be rearranged later. All right, I'll stick one of these in here. Okay, that does not need trimmed. Definitely does not need trimmed. If anything, it's a little short, huh? So we'll even be able to put some fabric or trims. We'll be able to play with that. And then let's trim these up and play with these. This is really what I'm going for is I want to play with their cover pages. And my printer keeps printing. It keeps feeding my paper messed up. Look at that. It keeps feeding my paper messed up. And I was worried that maybe it was the kit, but it's not because it's doing it with others as well. See, look at that one. It like fed it. It's like feeding wrong. So I'll have to have my husband look at that. Oh, speaking of husband, we had a wonderful weekend. We had plans to go up to watch and support a friend of ours, like running, right? They were like running for school or whatever, so we were going to go do that. And we were told that it was going to be at the park, at Cherry Creek Park. And we thought, well, that's kind of weird because it's the park right behind the mall, the Cherry Creek Mall. So we were like, whatever. So we went, see, look at that. So we went and we went to the park and there was no one. And so we texted and we were like, where is everyone? And they were like, oh no, we're sorry. It's actually at the Cherry Creek High School. And we were like, oh. So, but it was on the other side of town. So we were like, we weren't going to try to make it at that point. But what we did was we walked around the park and, yeah, it was wonderful. And that's where I found this giant clump of mushrooms. It was very weird. There was grass, just grass and trees, and it was beautiful. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's these mushrooms. Look at that. That's going to make a great cover page. And it was like a clump of them. And there were none other anywhere else. There were no mushrooms anywhere else, only there. And maybe what I'll do is I'll trim my pages to all match with my cardstock pages, I think. And then we'll have a little bit of small, and then it'll be more uniform, this journal. Other than the pages that we have that are in there that'll be smaller, you know. But I think my uniform, I'll standardize by using this size, I'm thinking. I love it. The problem is that because it fed wrong, our center got a little... It's a little off, but it's not too bad. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's a little off. But that's okay. What we'll do is we'll put a washi tape. How about that? Speaking of washi tape, I put washi tape on my finger because the Band-Aid is so ugly. And it's not injured anymore. It's just ugly, you know, and I don't want, you know, I'm sparing you from having to look at the ugliness of it all. So but the Band-Aid's ugly too, you know, and it's all like bulky and a little hard to work with. So I decided, and I'm using my Cosmic Shimmer, to just glue down my washi tape. Especially if I'm using washi tape to reinforce my pages, I'll glue them. I'll glue it. I won't just put it down. I love this tape. Isn't this nice? It's like text. I love. It's great. It just adds a little something anyway, too, on top of it. So, but yeah, so I decided, well, what if I wrapped a washi tape around my finger? That will work. Since I can't decorate a Band-Aid anyway. And I really did try, short of using E6000. I was not going to do that. So, yeah, look, we're cut off here. We got a little extra poke. It's just not good. I need to get my husband to look at my printer. But it's fine, and we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We have, let's grab, so I got my ribbon box all sorted, but look at this. This is like trims and excess lace. I wonder what the dog is barking at. She is just going. She's talking about it. So I like this. Ooh, I really like that. Okay, we can save this. We can pull this out. What is this? This is like a velvety. It's a little dark. Let's see. This is another one of those like bundled trims that my husband bought for me. Oh, there you go, up the stairs. Up to go tell him. Tell him. We're gonna go tell him. I have the back door open right now so they can just kind of go out when they want. Well, we're gonna stay away from lace if we can. I like this as well. All right, I like this. Yes, I like that. And it's not too feminine, right? It could still pass for being kind of masculine. You know, I'll have to see if I can pull some, I wonder if I have any brown rickrack, because rickrack would be perfect. We could ink it. Should we ink it? Let's ink it. I think that will help our cause. Yes, already much better. I loved this like kit of VectoriaDesign. VectoriaDesigns. Beautiful, beautiful kit. And I was so excited when I saw that they had a train in it. I was like, oh my gosh, a train. And I had bought this kit before knowing there was a train. You know, I just kind of flipped through it when I bought it, and I was like, it's close enough. It will match close enough to what I'm going for. Okay, I'm just going to put a tad of Fabri-Tac down the page. Okay, which side? This side. Oh, look at that. Yay! I love. This is a great first page, don't you think? I think so. Should we put another one on the other side along here? I think so. Right, just to have it so that it's already decorated. And I suppose, did we ink it? Did I ink it? Yes, I inked it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, those mushrooms, it was like they were weird. And I was like, look at that. And my husband was like, ew. And I recently downloaded an app on my phone that's like a mushroom identifier app where you take a picture and it identifies the mushrooms for you, which is super cool. And so because I had that mushroom growing in my my aloe vera pot, you know, and so I wanted to identify it. That's how I knew it was an ink cap mushroom. So I took out my phone and I was like, I'm going to identify the mushroom. And it was what was it called? I want to say baked potato, but it's not. That's not, no. But it was, it's some kind of whatever. It's a mushroom. So, but that's all talks about how like, they're kind of edible. And I was like, kind of edible? What does that mean, kind of edible? Don't think I would ever eat a kind of edible mushroom or a kind of edible berry. Like, I'm good on that, you know. And I read a little bit more and they were like, well, it can be known to some people to cause just like stomach aches and stuff. And I was like, okay. And then I guess there's another species like in California of that kind of mushroom that they don't know much about. And they were like, and we would say that one is less edible. And I was like, okay. But yeah, it was an ugly thing, a very ugly mushroom. The bugs were loving it. They were like, there was like these little beetle things. They were just loving it. But so yeah, we were in the completely wrong place to watch the running. It was like a track meetup or whatever, and we were in the completely wrong place, and but that was okay because we went inside and we got a pretzel, and then we walked a little bit around and we had a good time. We walked around the outside, like all the outside area across the street from the mall. There's like all these little shops across the street, like galleries and stuff. We didn't go inside any of them. We just walked around. So that was good, but it was hot. And so I was like, let's go. It's hot. So that was fun. We had a pretzel and got lost in Cherry Creek, and it was a good weekend. So I love this like this red stripy fabric. Because look, we're cut off here, but you know, it cuts it off so starkly. This is a red rickrack, but it's so red, right? Do we have, oh, here's a black. Ow. Let's not poke ourselves. What if we put some black rickrack down like that? I think that's good. And that kind of hides the fact that it's so cut off, right? Because of the printer. And I think the image too, that like, that's just a source image that I pulled was just cut off like that. You know, a lot of these are like scans and stuff from like museums and old, which I love. You'd be surprised, you know, a huge amount of database online of just like open source material, right? Of just magazines and music and so much. And a lot of it, you know, depending on when it was scanned in, how it was scanned in, the care that they took, the quality, you know, the original quality of it, you know, some of them, but it's fun to just look through. Okay, there we go. Here's our first cover page. I love it. And we're going to want to trim these down. Right? So we could do that now, or we can play with the rest of our, I mean, you know, it's not very exciting. I'm basically going to mark it, right? And then I'm going to go through a few at a time, probably 2, right folded, and cut them on my guillotine. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. And we might do that later, but I want to play with the other cover pages that we have. So there's one cover page. Here's the next cover page. So we need to trim off its areas that are See, look, and because it fed wrong, see, look, it cut off this part. But on the opposite side, it cut off this part. Oh, it's annoying. So annoying. I'm telling you, I have more problems with printers. I can like work with software. Software is no problem with me, but I don't know. I want to get better. I want to like learn how to service a typewriter. Is like my most recent thing. I want to learn how to service one, right? How to fix it. You know, it's like learning how to fix all this like mechanical things, you know. Because it's so different than like the electrical stuff, right? Than like tinkering with a phone or a... Okay, well, those are cut off. What do you bet? We gotta... Yep. Hopefully it doesn't cut off too much of our... Oh, not that bad. A word here, but what can you do? Okay. Dum-da-dum, across the continent. So, here's the thing. Because it printed and fed wrong, it's not going to be centered, right? So, what I'm thinking is maybe what we should do is score it. Right? Score it. Where we want it to fold. Like that. There. And then now look at how off. Look at how off that is now. That's really off. That's so bad. Wow. My printer's got issues. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, I mean, we're going to make it work. I'm going to make it work, but I'm not overly pleased and thrilled. But it's a junk journal. It doesn't matter. I don't want to use that train trim that I got from Lisa because it's too thick. And this is going to go on oh, you know what? I'll use some of that trim from that rug. I have all that trim. So hold on one second while I go grab some. Okay, so I have grabbed a few different kinds. I grabbed this one because I like the stripes. I grabbed this one because it's got like right colors that I feel like would fit. This one's darker, and then we have another darker like brown. I really like this brown. This one. What do we think of this? What do we think? I mean, of course, we'll trim it up. And what do we think? Do we like it? Yay or nay? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it. We've got this one that's not shiny, right? It's like not, it's more of a fabric, less of a silk. Where's my end? Here it is. And I like this one. Let's just go with this. Right, and what we'll do is we'll just... Did I trim enough of it to tear it? I did. All right. So let's do, how thick do we need it to be? We're folding here. We want to cover up our center line here. Way to fail on me, printer. And I tried, I messed with it because I noticed that it was doing that when I was printing out the whole the train kit, you know, to show on, you know, the video or whatever, as like the flip through of the kit or whatever, but... And I messed with it, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I completely forgot. It wasn't too much of a big deal because I wasn't printing on, like, you know, double printing. Right? It's not a big deal if you're not double printing, but yeah, this is a problem. It's going to cover up our compass. It's just... Oh, well, we'll make it work, and you won't even be able to tell. Well, I'm sure you will, but... And what did I do? What did I do? What is going on here? Did I grab the wrong piece? Probably. Yeah. Thought I cut it wrong, or who knows? Who knows? This works though. Right? This works. Right, we can just trim off this bottom piece. Okay, goodness. Let's get this down. Thin layer along its edge. Yep, to keep it glued down like that. Nice. Not bad. Let's fix what is going on with you. It's all folded. I mean, it's fine, right? It can be a little shabby. Like, I don't care. It's a very rustic, kind of grungy journal anyway, so it'll fit. Okay, so there we go. We have this page. Goodness, right? And it'll fit on there like this. Ta-da! And we'll want to put some stuff on it. So let's ink it. Let's deal with the issue. So this side looks fine. I'm not worried about that. That looks fine. But the fact that it cut it off, right? Again, here. And we've got this white, like it printed crooked too. Like it did. It printed. Because it's been feeding really messed up. Look at how crooked. And that's not her kit. Her kit is beautiful. It's not like that. Oh, okay. Let's find, I wish I could find some brown rickrack. We have this I pulled, right? And it wouldn't cut off any words or anything. And I think that would be fine. That looks fine. Should we use double-sided? I think so. Here we go. I love double-sided, and I love how easy it is. And I really need to get in the habit of using it more, because it's really not that expensive. Right? Oops. Okay. I'm going to put just a tad, especially on the ends. I love how easy double-sided tape is at the same time. I'm not sure I 100% trust it over long periods of time. So we'll just put that glue on there and then we don't have to worry about it. That looks great. I love it. It's fine. It's fine. So what are we going to do about this? This needs inked. We could really go to town on the ink with this, is what we could do. Let's do that. Let's see how that looks. Let's grab our brush. You know, where's the oxide? The oxide, sometimes I like to use the oxide for things like this because it's less see-through, right? It's more opaque, less transparent. So if I'm doing something like this where I really want it to show, but I don't want to go darker, like I don't want to use walnut for this because she's kind of, you know, the paper's a little lighter, it's not so dark. him, I might ink him in black. Because he's pretty sooty. Goodness. We can ink the spine of this page. We have it so reinforced with all that fabric. I doubt it's going anywhere. Look at that. That looks so much better. Isn't it amazing what a little ink can do? Just a little bit of ink. And we'll do the same with him, but we'll do him in black. We'll grab our black brush and our black ink. The American Flyer. The proud engineer of the limited. I mean, these were all like ads, right? For train companies and like, you know, ride our train. It's funny how like that it's not for a plane because it was before planes. So it was the idea was like, oh, go so fast you feel like you're flying or something, right? Like 1921. Miniature railroads. The train with the guarantee. This ruddy-checked, robust youngster is the proud possessor of an American Flyer train. Oh, possessor. He's the engineer, the switchman, the train dispatcher, and everything. It's all and everything. There are over 2 million more just like him all over the world. How cute, right? Get yourself a miniature railway. Those are fun. I've always wanted one as a kid. I did. So let's put some rickrack on him. Where did my rickrack go? Oh, it's in here. Oh my goodness. So yes, a miniature train set is one of those things I always wanted as a kid. But you know, they're kind of expensive. You know, and when you're a kid, you don't realize, you know, just how expensive everything is. Everything, you know, you're like, well, my friend has one, and your parents are like, well, that's great for them. Oh, funny stuff. Yeah, never had a miniature train. It's a whole thing. It's a whole hobby, right? You build little. Oh, it's so cool. Like we had my dad had a friend who was like, right. It's a little bit of kind of an adult hobby too, like it can be, because my dad had a friend and he was super into it, and he built this whole like, oh, it was so cool. It was like this whole miniature like mountain scene with. It had like a field with little sheep, and it was so cool. It was so cool, and the train would just go through it, you know. And of course, as a kid, you wanted to play with it, you know. And all the adults were like, "Don't touch it!" So you know, you didn't touch it, but it was so cool. Ta-da! That looks better with a little bit of rickrack. We might have to go in after it's like really dry and. With the glue eraser. We'll do that. That's okay. So what are we going to do with her? You know, we could just leave her. She looks fine how she is. Why mess about, right? Just kind of leave her. How does she look on a... Yeah, it's great. I'm going to turn the page. Here's this page. Here's this page. It's fine, right? And this page will be smaller than the rest, right? Because of... It is what it is. So there's 2 cover pages. Ta-da! And we have one more to do. And so I printed 2. I printed this one and this one. And I might, you know, I'll do both. I'll decorate both. And then, you know, if I don't do, because I don't think I'm going to do 4 signatures. Let's do this one. I'll put, you know, the page somewhere in the journal randomly. Okay. Mr. Guillotine, which I've had forever. I've had this guillotine forever. Okay, how does that? No. I also feel like maybe it's cutting a little crooked. Again, it's old. I've had it forever. So it does need a little bit. Alrighty. So I think we are safe to just fold this in half and see what the damage is. That's so cool. Great Western Railway. And the inside, we're pretty good. We can get away with putting like a piece of washi tape or something. We could go gold. I like this though, so we can try to match that as much as possible. I've got this. They're like tickets or something. They look like receipts or tickets. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I was looking online at train stuff, right? And I come across, there's like a train news website. It's a train news website. It's called Progressive Railroading. I thought that was great. I was like, wow. So I went there just curious, most of it's just like about funding and blah, 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 new projects and things like that. The most interesting kind of thing I saw on there was this idea. They're pushing for this idea of like these high-speed trains. They're like these high-speed trains that run on like part biodiesel, and they're like really a lot more efficient than the trains, the coal trains we have now, and a lot of the way we run our trains now. And so, I don't know, I thought that was interesting. That was kind of the most really interesting thing I could find on Progressive Railroading. I thought that was great. Okay, walnut stain to the rescue. As for, I don't know, I guess the governor here, the Colorado governor, he recently gave some big speech or whatever at some 130-year-old train station in Pueblo on funding for a new passenger train along the Front Range or something like that. And I guess that recently happened, like in July or something. And I was like, okay. I don't know. There's been all this news about this new train, but I feel like it's all been just kind of this like new rail system and all this stuff. It's just been kind of in limbo. I don't know. You hear talk of it every once in a while. You'll hear talk of it. It'll pop up. But crazy. I did come across a little bit of history and learned that the first train in Colorado was in 1859. 1859. I didn't even know that we were here, like we've been here for that long, like in Colorado, because I know that, we settled here. Well, we didn't, but the people settled here during that time, around that time during the gold, right? The gold rush. And I guess that's why trains are kind of a big part of the culture here, is because once we built a railway from the mining towns, like up in the mountains where like they were mining all this gold. Once those trains were built to like down the mountains into Denver, the whole state and city just boomed and has just been growing since, I guess. I thought, okay, that's interesting. That's, I guess, why there's like a little train museum in every single town. No, I'm not exaggerating, but it's kind of true. Awesome. Well, I like to learn about whatever it is I'm doing a journal on. So, you know, like I said, when I did the lumberjack journal, I learned a lot about lumberjacks and lumberjacking. So, I don't know, whatever. That's, yes. I learned a lot about it during my, now, I don't know. I think that these pages look fine. I don't think I need to really do anything to them. I don't think I'm going to add anything. I'm not going to do anything. These pages are fine. This one, right, it's inked. It looks fine. We put some washi tape on it. There's our third. So there we go. We have 3 cover pages for our signatures. I think this one I'll put first and this one I'll put second. And this one will go last in the like very last signature. And then, you know, yeah, we'll like, you know, do pages and stuff as we do them. So the next time I'll probably do the next page. And I'm wanting to maybe do like a notebook or something. I like to have like a nice size notebook in the very beginning of a journal. I just think that that's a nice thing to have for the person who has the journal. So there we go. The beginnings of our 3 signatures. I had fun. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.